Hi, let us understand the preparations to be done to do the installation of Docker Enterprise. When it comes to Docker Enterprise, the installation involves multiple components as well as steps. First, we need to have the infrastructure so that we can do the installation of Docker Enterprise. I'm going to use Amazon Web Services so that we can get whatever the capacity of the machine as well as the number of machines that are required for the installation. We can start whenever it is required. So as a first step, I'm going to use Ubuntu installation. So I will be getting a Ubuntu machine, and within the Ubuntu machine, I will do all the updates. So I will be using a Ubuntu machine, and I will be using the version 16, and I will do all the required updates. Once this is done, I'm going to update the repo file. The repo file will have the details on where the repository of Docker Enterprise is available. As well as a part of the Docker Hub, I am going to get a trial version. As a part of the demo, I will be explaining how to get the trial version license and from where to get it. So I will be having the trial version, and I will be setting the required environmental variables. That is in terms of the license URL as well as the type of installation that I wanted to do. And I will create the required users groups within this specific machine. Then when I'm doing another update, since the repo file is updated, the latest packages that are required will also get installed in this specific machine, and I will have this particular machine ready to be used for Docker Enterprise, and it will have the Docker Enterprise engine. That is the basic required component in every host that you are going to use for Docker Enterprise installation. Once this particular setup is done, I'm going to have an AMI. AMI is nothing but Amazon Machine Image, which is going to have the exact copy of this particular operating system. And from this particular AMI, I can create n number of machines. Basically, it will help us to do the replication. Since it has the Docker Enterprise engine, the environmental variables, licenses all set properly, I can go ahead and use this particular AMI and do the installation. Once this particular AMI is ready, I'm going to use this specific AMI and create n number of instances. This n number of instances together will create a cluster, and within the cluster I will mark a specific system as a master and all other systems as a worker, and I will do the installation of the universal control plane as well as the Docker trusted registry, and I will do the planning in which system the universal control plane and which system the Docker trusted registry should get installed. So this is going to have the master, worker, and I will plan for the installation of universal control plane. And even I can go for high availability by having multiple masters, say like 3 or 5 based on the requirement for our cluster or the production environment. I can have multiple environment, and I will be having the universal control plane in any one of the master, and I can have the Docker trusted registry, and I can make that also highly available by installing it in multiple systems. When we are discussing about these components, that is master, worker, universal control plane or Docker trusted registry, we will have a detailed discussion on what these components are and how this particular installation of these components is going to help us or facilitate to improve the security of the image signing as well as the deployment of the containers.